We're less than a month away from third stimulus, Biden's stimulus, coming in late January. But can Congress get second stimulus done in the next 7 days? A $600 stimulus check package is on the president's table. A push is underway for a $2,000 stimulus check. But in the last 24 or 48 hours, Nancy Pelosi has used words like enrollment, standalone, and words that may confuse viewers. The bottom line is there's a battle underway. $2,000, $600. Stimulus now, stimulus later. The focus is getting to the finish line. And in this recording, I'm going to show you how it can be done. 4 things that need to be done right now. And who said to do them? The President of the United States. But who's not listening? Everyone except us. It's an afternoon's recording. I'm here, you're here. Thank you for your incredible Merry Christmas wishes on Christmas Day. Thank you for enjoying the Christmas tree of LALATE on Holidays LALATE. And this is great news, big stuff across the board on a big afternoon of Christmas on Afternoons LALATE. Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It's Afternoons LALATE. I'm so glad you're here. I'm here, you're here. And did you crush the Kringle? Did you crush the Kringle? Did you leave Santa some bacon? Because you didn't leave me any bacon. I'm so glad you're here on Afternoons LALATE. There's so much breaking around across the board over the $600 stimulus check, $2,000 stimulus check, new bill, standalone bill, enrollment, non-enrollment, children going to Congress, children sitting in Congress. If you've not subscribed, please subscribe, because no one's breaking things down simpler, easier, more basic and easy to digest, and actually easier to understand and enjoy than me on this channel. And we're fighting to get this money right now. Right after this recording is Purple, in which checks are confirmed coming for state stimulus. This is rent, utilities, food, toys. Confirmed stimulus on its way to millions of viewers of this channel. Meantime, right after that is our new hit show, Third Stimulus, that goes over the SSI, the $2,400. When are you getting the $2,400 of SSI? Tune in to Third Stimulus, which is 2 videos after this. And then join me back live on Being a Mitch. I'll go over your unemployment questions and your stimulus questions as well, live on that recording on Afternoons LA. So much developing, so much breaking, so please subscribe. Also, like this video. In this video, I'll be going over what's going on in Mar-a-Lago. Is it the $600 stimulus check that's on his table? Is it $2,000? What is this standalone bill that Nancy's talking about? What is an enrollment? What happened? What day is the federal government shutting down? A lot of confusions. I'm making it very simple for you, and I'm getting you focused, and I hope I'm getting someone else in Congress focused as well. And with that, let's get to the breaking news. The breaking news, as you see here today, is that the President of the United States is in his southern residence at Mar-a-Lago. En route to his residence is the $5,000 stimulus check bill that was passed by Congress several days ago. That has the $600 stimulus check bill in it. It has a lot of really great stuff in it, which I'll be going over shortly. Now, the president on Tuesday this week spoke out and said, I want 4 things amended in the bill. Approximately it was Tuesday. I want 4 things amended in the bill. Well, you would presume that people that heard that work in Congress say, you want 4 things? Okay, I'll go do the 4 things. Pretty simple. Just get the 4 things done and we will all be done. In fact, it only takes 24 hours to make the amendments and to send them off back to the president. Well, it's been several days since then. So what have they done? Not done that. They've done something else. And so let me go over these confusing words that they're using to explain to you what they are actually doing. Nancy Pelosi yesterday did a non-consent vote. It basically said, hey, does anyone not consent to what I'm doing? Yeah, I do. Then the Republicans did a non-consent vote. Does anyone not consent to what I'm doing? Yeah, I do. And so that passed nothing. What were they trying to do? What they were trying to do was do one of four of the items that the president has asked for. Ironically, the Republicans were trying to do two of the four, and then Nancy and the Democrats are trying to do the other one of the four. In essence, the four items were becoming partisan. Some people on the Republican side supporting some of the four items, and some people on the Democrat side supporting the other items. What's going on? This is what's going on. There are four items. The removal of foreign aid to foreign countries amounting to $8 billion. Disgraceful. Shouldn't be in this bill. It has nothing to do with an emergency stimulus relief. It's not an emergency. And it has nothing to do with stimulus for the American people. That's the first thing. It needs to be out. The president's right. In fact, the president got that from social media. It was trending for 2 days. Americans want it out. It needs to be out. Number two, the bailout of museums in Washington to renovate their walls and paint their floors. The Smithsonian Institute to $1 billion. Why is the Smithsonian Institute getting $1 billion to paint their walls in an emergency stimulus relief bill for the American people? That does not need to be in it. It needs to be out. That also is what social media had a cow with earlier this week. The president asked to have it removed. Pretty easy, non-brainer, you would think. You know, we're not saying they don't need the money, just doesn't need to be done now. No brainer, take it out. Okay, what are the other two items? There's one about husband and wives, which are sort of a confusing issue. And then there's an issue about the stimulus check. Raise it from $600 to $2,000. It seems to be a non-brainer for everyone but Ron Johnson, the Republican in the Senate who doesn't want to have it. But everyone else seems like a non-brainer. Okay, so then what happened yesterday? Nancy Pelosi said, I'll move the $600 check to $2,000. Okay, Nancy, but how about the foreign countries and the Smithsonian Institute? Oh, no, I'm not taking that out. I put that in there. I want that in there. Excuse me? Yeah, exactly. Now, the Republicans, what did they do? They did the exact reverse. They said, we want that Smithsonian Institute out. We want those foreign countries out. Well, how about the stimulus check? We just won't talk about that. What do you mean you won't talk about it? Well, we're focusing on the Smithsonian and the foreign countries. That's really bad. We're taking that out. How about the stimulus check? Just don't bring that up to me. I don't hear you. I'm sorry. I didn't hear what you said. So they're deflecting. They're talking about two subjects and not the subject that they also have to talk about. So you see, suddenly Republicans and Democrats are doing exactly what the president said not to do. He said to do four things and give me the four things. One is doing two and one is doing one. Okay, so what happened yesterday? Nothing. Nothing got approved. So what is Nancy going to do on Monday? She's sending an amendment standalone to the president, and today she's doing an enrollment. What do all these words mean? Can you talk English, Nancy? Let me explain what she's doing. On Monday, she's going to do the same thing she did yesterday. She's going to vote on a standalone amendment, not a bill, but a standalone amendment to take the stimulus check from $600 to $2,000, which would amend the existing bill. The remainder of the bill would stay the same, meaning, yeah, you got that right. What stays in there? Yeah, the $8 billion for foreign countries and the $1 billion for the Smithsonian Institute. So again, she's doing the same thing that she's not supposed to do. She just keeps on doing her way the highway. She's leaving in the foreign countries and leaving in the Smithsonian. And she's calling it a standalone amendment. Viewers thought that meant standalone stimulus check bill because she's clearly playing into your desire to hear that word standalone. It does not mean a standalone stimulus check bill. It means an amendment to the 5,000-page stimulus monolith bill. So that's what she's doing on Monday. It'll pass the House. It'll pass the House. The flock of sheep will say, oh, bah, I love it. Let's send it to the Senate. Then the Senate, you know what they're going to say? Where's the wastebasket? Is there a wastebasket at the front of the door? That's what's going to happen. But more about the Senate in a second. Now, what is this enrollment thing? I got DMs and private messages from PhDs, college graduates, people with 5 degrees. What does this mean, enrollment? What is she talking about? When they passed the bill, they did something called an enrollment. They enrolled the bill. That means they gave the president extra days to look over the bill before shutting down the federal government. It's basically another way to say we're extending the extension to keep the federal government open while you read the bill before you make a decision. That enrollment period ends on Sunday. There's some reports online that ends on Tuesday. Most reports say the enrollment provision ends on Sunday. So the president has to make a decision. So The president has on his table in Mar-a-Lago the $600 stimulus package bill, the same one that was passed this weekend. So it wasn't anything new sent to him. It was just the bill that was passed earlier this week. Is he going to sign it? He said he would not. Is he going to veto it? We don't know. Is he going to do nothing? We don't know. A series of new reports out of Politico today says the president, it's really hard to tell what the president's going to do. We don't know if he'll veto it, do nothing, which is a pocket veto, or simply just say, you know what, you didn't follow my instructions. If he does a pocket veto or veto, it can be overridden by the House and the Senate. Why? And what is a veto? Veto means I disapprove of it. And so how do you change that? The House and Senate would reconvene and vote to change his veto to it's now becoming law, and they would have finished the whole thing. It would then become law. How is this done? Well, the fact that the vote of the bill originally had enough support, that means it's set up to be veto proof, meaning that if the president says veto on the bill before Sunday, then the Senate could reconvene and the House could reconvene to override, to vote against the veto and make it law. The bill could become a law on Monday. But are they doing that? By all accounts, they're not doing that. They could change. Why aren't they doing that? I don't know. Really does not make sense. If they really want this bill, they should prod the president to get him to veto or go to pocket veto and then override the veto, and we would have a law on Monday or Tuesday. It would be very simple and clean. They're not doing that. Can they get an extension again? Yes, but they likely would not be granted the extension. They could pass the Senate extension in the House, pass the Senate extension in the Senate, providing no one objects to it, and then send it to the president, who is likely not to grant the extension because they're not doing the four things he wanted for him. So there we are. Then what about the $2,000 stimulus check? Are we going to get $2,000 or are we going to get $600? This is the way you get $2,000. The way you get $2,000 of stimulus check is you do exactly what the president asked you for. Hello. It's so obvious. Earth to Mars. I know the hairstyle is sort of blocking the ears, but Earth to Mars. You listen, you hear the president said do four things. Go do the four things. Get it signed and get it passed. Now, we all know there's a variable of the Ron Johnsons of the world. Ron Johnson is the senator, the Republican in the Senate, who doesn't want to even send out a $1 stimulus check, let alone a $1,000 or $2,000 stimulus check. We all know there's a couple of those guys around. But we can't not do nothing because of that person or the persons. So if they all did exactly what they're supposed to do, you'd likely have the $2,000 stimulus check by Monday or Tuesday. In fact, they're not doing that. So that's the message you need to be doing. Purple Power on social media. Tell them to do exactly what the president said. Take out the foreign countries. Take out the Smithsonian. And take out the $600 and change it to $2,000. Done. Done. Why is Nancy leaving the foreign countries in there? Why is she leaving the Smithsonian in there? It's an abomination. And she's getting away in the press with it. The press is not picking up the coverage of it. Now, I understand newsrooms across the country are shuttered because it's the holidays. They're not going into in-depth reporting they should be. But they're only talking about the stimulus check of the three items. They're not talking about that Nancy Pelosi's blocking your stimulus check because she has a provision in there for $8 billion for foreign countries and a provision for $1 billion for the Smithsonian. She has done this twice before. Over the summer, she blocked your stimulus check by having a $1 trillion stimulus provision to provide bailouts to state and local for 4 years. Then in the fall, she did it again by blocking your stimulus check by inserting provisions for salary raises, and no one wanted to do that either. And again, no stimulus check was sent out. You see that every time that we're on the 11th on the finish line to get a stimulus check, Nancy Pelosi inserts pork. And people go wild saying, wait a second, why did you insert the pork? Well, I'm not taking out the pork. I'm not taking out the pork. I'm leaving the pork in there. Take out the pork. We could be done. No, I'm putting the pork in there. And hence, you never get to the finish line. This is the third time she's inserting pork and not taking it out. Now, the Republicans are equally to blame as well. They are not being consistent in their positions. They can either support the $600 or not support it, support the $2,000 or not support it, support the president or not support the president. Mitch McConnell started this process no less than 3 weeks ago saying he would do exactly what the president would say. Mitch McConnell has been utterly silent since Tuesday when the president made that recording, not saying what his position will be. This is what my suggestion for Mitch McConnell is to deal with the situation. This is the only path that you get from point A to point B. Mitch McConnell in the Senate needs to pass a bill that does exactly what, an amendment that does exactly what the president asked for. Remove the foreign countries, remove the Smithsonian, and switch the $600 stimulus check to $2,000. Get it done and call for a vote. And done. Done. Now, what would that do? It would either cause an approval or it would fail. If it fails, it's not Mitch's fault, it's not the president's fault, it's the Roy Johnsons of the world. It's not anyone else's fault. And it's not Nancy Pelosi's fault. Well, actually it is. It is her fault because she would not put all three corrections to the House vote. She only would put the one and would demand to leave the foreign aid in there and also demand to leave the Smithsonian in there. And there you go. Ultimately, this is all playing out in a very, very strange way. And viewers are asking me, why? Why do they keep on doing this over and over again? I don't know. I don't know. In the summer, Nancy Pelosi inserted that pork with the state and local, then inserted the pork with the salary raises, and now is inserting pork for Cambodia and the country of Kenya. And viewers are just shocked that their stimulus check is being held up by the country of Kenya. I'm more shocked at the broadcast news reporters that are not reporting the full depth of the story. They're saying that your stimulus check is being held up because of the Republicans. No, because Nancy Pelosi's amendment will never be signed by the president because he asked for 4 things to be removed. And they're only removing 1 and keeping in the thing that he actually spent 80% of his video, his taped video on the president, discussing his disdain for. In that 8-minute video, the president spoke ostensibly about the foreign aid and the domestic museums and spent about only 20% of the video on the stimulus check. So if you're going to ignore 80% of the video, do you think the man's going to sign the amendment when you get it? No, of course not. So why is broadcast news reports saying that the bill is being held up or the amendment is being held up because of 20% of the video when 80% of the video is also not being done as well? It's there we are as we start the afternoon. Meantime, what is in the $600 bill and what is in the $2,000 bill? What's important to understand, because it sounds really confusing, is that no one is willing to or wanting to amend or change anything else in the bill. So it would remain with the same provisions across the board, whether it's a $2,000 stimulus check or $600. Let me go over those provisions. Some of them are absolutely and categorically great. 2 or 3 are really missing and should have been in there. Let me go over the things that are missing. A stimulus check for adult dependents, not included. Horrible mistake. Mortgage forbearance, not included. Horrible mistake. And then let me turn to the things that are included. So the stimulus check would be given to single individuals, minor dependents, married couples, and up to a family of 4. PUA, expiring this Sunday, extended to March 16th. PEUC, expiring this Sunday, extended to March 16th, giving you a total of 50 weeks of UI or PUA, whereas the state can also give you additional weeks on top of that, but that's the minimum. All really great news. $300 a week of FPUC starting from the bill's passage going forward for 50 total weeks, bringing you to March 16th of next year. March 14th of next year. Then, other things that are really great in this bill. There's a series of things for low-income families, which are generally people $49,000 or less 2019 earnings. 1, free broadband, especially in rural areas. 2, free child support. 3, rent aid, giving you rent aid to help you make your rent, utilities, and food, whether it's back rent or forward rent. 5, an increase of SNAP benefits up to 15%. And then there's other things that is really helpful in the bill. There's transportation for viewers of this channel who are like truck drivers and urban drivers that are not getting compensated enough. There is a new stimulus package for farmers and ranchers where they will get a direct stimulus check. Also very much in need. I have a lot of rancher viewers. And then, of course, Trump inserted one ice cherry on the top. The cherry on the top is that if you're an Uber, Lyft, Grubhub, Airbnb, sole practitioner, single business operator, anyone like that, you can deduct all your business expenses for 2 years. Well, at least there's something, something to just a nice freebie on top of all that. With that, so much development across the board. It's going to be very heated and very, very big news over the next few days. So as a result, please subscribe. Do not miss a single video. I'm going live, I'm going tape. Sometimes I'm going with an emergency broadcast. I don't want you to miss a broadcast. No one's giving you more in-depth coverage around the clock. I'm giving you analysis like no one else. This is what I do. This is what I do. I do analysis. I don't just play video recordings and I don't just read scripts. I give analysis and I give you paths from A to B. Also, like this video. Coming up next is Purple Power. And then following that is the new hit show, Third Stimulus. As always, stay informed, stay smiling, and stay in the LA for more.